Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Friday night. Thank you for being here. And you're back.
I'm back. Hi everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm already on the chat, as you know.
She's doing it.
How's everybody doing today? Let's get this party started.
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
I
feel like every week is always a week.
It seems like it, right? Man.
Yeah. So before we get started, I just want to do a quick disclaimer for myself because I'm not a super fast typer, and we will try to get to all the questions as they come up. And as you know, Joe can get a little long-winded on some of his answers.
What are you talking about? I'm never long-winded.
Don't fret. We will get to them, but don't expect a super fast answer is all I'm saying.
Sometimes we fall behind is what she's saying. In short,
yes.
Just hang in there.
And we're having other conversations
exactly.
too.
And then if for some reason you get skipped over and you notice it, just put the question in there again. Put Q before the question or at JCristina. That makes it very easy for it to pop up. And Peter is here. Thank you so much, Peter. You are here. He is our moderator. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to go down the line and say hello to some people. Hey, Ricky Joe. Peter, as we know, John, you're here from humid Texas. I hear you. It's starting to get humid here, and my hair is not having it. Oof. It is getting
hot and humid.
Fragile 1976. Butch, how are you? Raziel. Mischief, Skippy USA. Tom is coming to us from the Grand Canyon.
Wow, cool.
Weather is beautiful today, he said, or was beautiful. Daniel,
Grand Canyon.
Hello. Tower Dog, good evening. Cool Water. Travis and City Twister. Hi, everybody.
And we have Mike over there. Thank you so much, Mike, for being here. Yes. Appreciate you. So there was a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of stuff that we talked about this week. Not like last week. Last week there was I did 5 videos, I think. This week I did 2 or 3. But still, the topics were interesting. One of them had to do with AI. The other topic that I did had to do with Starshield and how they were going to use AI to kind of centralize all of the networks. I'm like, what the frick are these people doing? It's going to be like Skynet or something, Terminator, and shit's going to take over. I mean, people are just stupid, they just do stupid things. Anyways, we could talk a little bit about that. And then I think it was yesterday, the day before, I did one on is SpaceX Starlink, is it failing or is it actually profitable? Is it is it actually doing well or not? So we could talk about that a little bit. It was very interesting because you have the Motley Fool that took a really positive stance on it, which they never do because they really don't like Elon. But that's a whole nother video. But what was really odd is they actually went against Bloomberg. We love Bloomberg. Anyways, Bloomberg is, of course, singing how bad it is and how that Elon is just inflating numbers and all kinds of other crap. And then when the Motley Fool broke it down, the bottom line is I think it was like $6.2 billion they're going to make or something for 2024. And in 2023, they made like 4.1 billion or some craziness, some crazy numbers. So, and they're looking at a profitability of about 60% on those numbers. I mean, come on, just come on. But anyway, so we could get into a little bit of that. Definitely it is profitable. They're going nowhere. And that's a lot of you guys ask, hey, should I get involved with SpaceX Starlink or should I not? Because we don't know, are they going to go out of business or are they going to stick with us, And that's one of the reasons why I did that video, because I thought it was very, very important to be able to answer it and answer it kind of unbiasedly, because, you get these news organizations and they go down one
news
side.
Organizations do that? Really?
They seem to do that lately.
Well, you know what, though, real quick. Shannon is popping it off on a Friday night by gifting 5 memberships already. So thank you so much.
Shannon, thank you.
Shannon has gifted Skippy, Cool Water, Mischief, Kurt, Atomic Nukes and Bees.
Atomic Nukes and Bees. I love
membership for...
Yep, and Mischief, yep. That's
So
awesome.
that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are the party starter.
That is right. Always love those super chats on a Friday night. Appreciate
hello,
it.
James and Dominic, Cynthia, Jay, Mike, Janice. All right, I'm going to backtrack so we can.
Okay.
Earl, I see you.
Let's see. Ricky Joe had a question at the very top,
go
I
ahead,
think,
take
right?
it away.
Let me see. It says this might be a dumb question, but do you happen to know the difference between a prepaid or postpaid within the cellular carrier kind of thought process? And yeah, basically, prepaid to postpaid is prepaid is like when you get prepaid cards, you do prepaid phone, and you're going to pay for a certain number of minutes or a certain amount of time or whatever it is, and then that's it. When your time is up, it's up, and then you can just chuck it, or reload it. Postpaid, of course, is at the end of the month, you're going to get a bill and you're going to pay for it. So most of us are using postpaid. If you're doing prepaid, I mean, you could do it that way too. I mean, I used to call them burner phones, right? No one knows who you are. You just keep on buying a new prepaid phone that has absolutely nothing connected to it. You make phone calls and no one knows who you are, right? Just in case you're in like the CIA or FBI or any other 3-letter organization.
Great. Shout out to Shannon. Thanks for that super chat. I know that hold on, I don't know which direction. Yes, you're loving the purple sign by my hair. I am glowing.
Yes. I put it on today.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Her hair can glow. It's okay. We're on air. Thank you for that super chat, though. That's really, really, really nice. Thank you.
All right. So we did Ricky Joe. I'm just going to read off some stuff. John is in Hot Human, Texas, as I said. Fragile is in...
It is just getting hot here, too. Really nasty hot.
Texas. Raziel, how long before Starlink around Moon and Mars would relay to and from both?
I would have to say, I would speculate that well, first and foremost, we need to get Starship to actually not blow up, right? Once that happens, they're going to start putting more Starlinks into orbit, but the larger versions. I call them the version 2 maxis, but by the time they get up there, they're going to be called the version 3s. So there's going to be a lot of that going on. Also, they're going to get a Starship and they're going to put it into Leo. And that's all it's going to be is like a HESS station. It's going to be a mobile. It's going to be a refueling station, basically. They'll come and bring fuel to it. They'll cap it off. And then whenever ships come, they can just kind of dock to it. They can refuel, and then take off from there. So that needs to happen first. And then after that, we'll probably move into this, let's say, colonization almost of the moon, where they create a base there. And I think that's going to be very, very important for hopping off.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Really? You don't want a base on the moon?
Yeah, base, but I don't want to live on the moon.
No, but they're going to use it as a means of... They have to expend so much fuel to get out, to break free of our gravity, because the gravitational pull, right?
Because it would be Mars first before the moon.
No, it would be moon first. They'll create like a base there, right? And then from the moon, they'll probably blast off to Mars because there's very little gravity. So it doesn't cost a lot in fuel to be able to launch from there. Or refuel in Leo and then take off to Mars from Leo. You can do that also. But I think they're going to make something on a moon first. Now, the main question was, when are we going to see Starlink around the moon? It's going to have to happen because they're going to need communications, right? And once that does happen, which is really cool about this, is now we're going to be able to see the dark side of the moon anytime we want, because there's going to be Starlinks going around continuously, just like they are here on Earth. So that will happen. And then what I'm going to also speculate is we're going to see Starlinks in between the moon, or in between Earth and Mars. So they're going to be almost like little, let's say, hopscotch, okay, to get data from Mars to Earth, right? Through lasers. Through laser in a vacuum is extremely fast. And they'll basically bounce the data from Starlink to Starlink to Starlink to Starlink to Starlink until finally it hits Earth or the moon, and then back to Mars. So that's how they're going to end up doing it. So I would say we'll probably see Starlinks around the moon probably within a couple of years. Now, Starlinks hovering around Mars, probably more like 5 to 10. That's my estimation. So.
Okay.
Oh, you know one thing?
No.
What do you think about this?
I don't know.
What do you think about launching your burnt remains to the moon?
No.
I was reading an article about this, and there's people are like,
I'm a Capricorn, so I'm a water. I'm
you
a
don't
sea
want
goat.
you don't want to be sitting.
You can
like
just
dust
sprinkle
on
me
the,
in the ocean. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
you'll be Okay.
Yeah.
So this was like an article, and I was
Then
thinking about.
you're
I'm
in
like,
the moon, then like you don't really go anywhere.
yeah,
'Cause you're
like
floating around.
So
forever.
they're actually thinking about like a commercial, like a company sending your ashes to the moon.
It's just another way of making money.
I'm like,
they're
who
literally
wants-
going to send your ass and send it to the moon.
Yeah, just like a little pod
Yeah.
of just like your dust.
It's an ashel.
Yeah, like a little ashel, and then just launch you to like who wants to go to the moon like in 30 years and see all of these
No.
little pods of dead people scattered all over the place?
Just you're a sprinkle.
I don't know.
You're pixie dust.
I don't think I like it.
I mean, yeah.
What do you guys think? In the chat, let me know. You want to be sprinkled on the moon?
We probably won't get to those comments though till later because Joe talks forever.
You
so.
see, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's going to start kicking me.
Yeah.
She hasn't kicked me yet,
Well,
but I will let
because-
you know when she does.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to start talking.
Yes, everyone is here for the kicks. I'm getting a kick cam because
Oh
you
my
never
God.
you say you're gonna and it never happens.
I'm gonna say it when it happens.
Well, that's good. So,
You're really
let's see.
slow on these questions.
I'm not. I'm looking at everyone's comments. Like Butch said, like hello.
How's it going,
Mischief, evening people. So everybody's talking amongst themselves and saying hello.
Love it. That's the beauty of this community.
Yeah,
It's like friendly.
and
It's great.
it's nice. Mike said, "Love your videos, great content."
Thank you for that, Mike.
Cool water,
Appreciate it.
slow wisdom is better than quick wit. Butch said, "Yippee ki Fabiola." Yes, I like it. Mark said, Jay watching from Alberta, going home to Louisiana. Oh wow.
To Louisiana. Wow.
Steve, thanks for all your info. Joe, just got my Starlink yesterday and loving
Holy
it
shit.
here in rural Montana.
Congratulations on that. It will be life transforming. Your family will thank you for it.
Postal Shark, Metro Detroit here.
Wow, Detroit.
Earl James, the beast has a beauty. Way to go.
That's right.
Thank you. And John said that his AC went out today too.
Oh, no.
That sucks
Yeah,
because
that
it's hot
sucks.
for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even hot yet.
Yeah.
Peter said that in Denmark the temperature was only 6 degrees Celsius. Janice said, "Hey guys from Normandy, Texas, y'all are looking especially nice tonight. Happy weekend." Thank you,
Sweet.
Janice.
Thank you.
Dominic said, "Oh yeah." And someone here had said, Adrian and Ruth, what's up, guys?
how are
Nice
you
to
guys
see you
doing?
both. James Kofisa, what do you think of AI?
So, I mean, that's a deep question. So I'm a computer nerd. I used to program in assembly code. I used to burn EEPROMs. Anyways, I'm very deep into software, into programming, into hardware, into robotics. I really love it a lot more than my wife does, obviously.
I think
but
Joe would have liked one of those. What was that movie called? The Stepford
Stepford-
Wife
Stepford
with Nicole Kidman.
Very cool shit. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Wrong girl.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I really love technology. I love it. I live, breathe, eat. I just sleep technology. I just really, really like it.
This is why I don't have a bathroom.
Yes. The problem that I have with AI is that I think the majority of people they don't understand the power of AI to reprogram itself. And the whole purpose of AI is for it to learn. So it's basically learning and reprogramming on a continuous basis. So it's not like you're telling it to do it or not to do it. That's just how AI works. Before I get into the complete answer, many people confuse AI with every freaking thing out there. Every company says that their software is AI, this is AI, your car
what
has
is that
AI,
all about?
everything
It's
is AI.
such bullshit.
If something is a program, it's AI today,
Because
right?
aren't they just trying to sell?
It's a bunch of bullshit.
It's a bullshit.
So like you're driving your car and the light.
I sound like your dad. It's a bullshit.
It's a bullshit. So you're driving your car and the lights come on, right? Because the photo sensor on the dash says, "Hey, it's a little bit dark," and the input they said, "Okay, once it gets below this lux, however bright it needs to be, it turns the light on."
Squirrel.
That's not freaking AI. That is not AI. Okay, that's just simply a program and a diode, and it's just so. The problem is a lot of people don't know what AI is. Now, true AI that's actually learning and basically reprogramming itself, it has a lot of understanding of what we like and what we don't like. So in the not so distant future, it'll be very easy for it to manipulate us. All right. And that's where my fear comes in. Like, I believe like the war of the future is not fought with nukes. It's fought up here, right? Mind games. We see Russia, we see China. They're doing it all the time, continuous hacking. We just heard just the other day that it's imminent that Chinese hackers from the CCP will be hitting one of our critical infrastructures very soon.
If people really don't think that's going to happen, it blows my mind. Like, a lot of stuff is happening.
And this is
now
from the
already,
FBI director, so this is going to happen. So be prepared for that, guys. So yes, I just think that you need to be a little bit fearful of it, because if it's not measured, if it's not under control,
to an extent,
it's going to do things you don't want it to do. And once you let Pandora out of the box, she's out of the box, and it's very hard to stick her back in. So that's just my thoughts on it.
All right. So on a happy note.
Yes, very happy.
You just full of cheer on that answer.
Chipper and cheer.
Mike said, I burned so many burner phones in Iraq, LOL. Oof.
See, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Akpik, hello from beautiful Barter Island by the Beaufort Sea. Nice.
Hello.
Ricky Joe did say, since I got transferred to AT&T Phone Advanced, it is okay. I take the NIT off our house, or should I call AT&T to come remove it?
So I always have AT&T is going through a phase right now where they're trying to phase out all copper. They want just fiber, and then if you don't have fiber in the area, they want to throw you on AT&T's Internet Air. Bullshit. The problem with that is basically you're using their 5G towers.
I wish I had little emoji things so I can put them up.
Bullshit. So they're trying to get everyone onto their towers and off of the copper, right? They don't want to pay for the copper anymore. They don't want to pay for the upkeep. They don't want to pay for the D-slam that you have at the end of the street that has the fiber going to it, and then it goes off through modems, through all that fiber, your NIT. So the problem that I have with it is, if there is a 911 call that you need to make, copper is the way you want to do it. Okay. Whereas with AT&T and using some type of VoIP service, yes, there's ways around it so that they know locationally where you are. But for the most part, if I did a VoIP call right now, it will tell you that I'm in I believe it's North Carolina, north side of North Carolina.
Really?
I'm in South Florida. Yeah, because our POP, or our point of presence for Starlink, is in North Carolina. So that's a problem, right? If I call 911 and they're going to North Carolina instead of here in West Palm Beach. So anyways, I like to have the copper as a backup. Maybe you can get the absolute minimum service, $20 a month, $30 a month or something, just as a backup. That's my personal opinion.
It's a backup. I feel like we're very Italian tonight.
I just like backups.
All right.
Redundancy is next to godliness, I think. So.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So now that I'm sleeping.
Don't sleep.
I'm just kidding. Earl said, I wish the Starlink cost was less than $150. I think a lot more people would connect.
Yeah, $150 is a lot. I guess that means you're on a roaming plan. Home service or residential is $120. In some areas that are not super saturated, it's $90. I think that we're going to see Starlink going down in price as Elon finally gets the version 3 or version 2.0 maxis or the version 3s up there, because the cost, I did a cost calculation in one of my videos, and it literally came down to like $8,000 to like $9,000 per satellite to launch. Once because the costs are coming down. It's literally, you're just paying for fuel. Fuel on a Falcon 9 is about $250,000, like $250,000 or something like that, or $200,000. And if you're putting 23 satellites in there, you do the math, let's call it even $10,000 a satellite. It's not that much. So as these prices drop, I don't think Elon is going to be like an AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and all the rest of these assholes and just increase. I think you will see a decrease, which is unlike any other company ever. But you'll see it. It'll happen. She just kicked me. I stop.
Because you know you're doing it. Okay, now I lost.
People never said that I'm like not long-winded.
Really?
I get people.
Sarah said.
Oh, I was just gonna say
Sarah
something.
said, "JC, nice to see you. Me thinks you need a shave."
I do. Do you see
Sarah,
this?
this is what happens when I leave for a couple of days.
She was gone for a couple days. I just let the shit go, and I'm like, you know what? It's just. I even asked her. I said, "Should I just shave?"
I was like, "No, it looks okay."
So listen, guys. Tomorrow, someone really special is going to be in the house. You're not going to see the video until next week, but it's going to be awesome. So I might actually shave for him to come over.
You're shaving for him to come.
Yeah. So we actually do a video, and I don't look like this, whatever. So we're going to basically have someone over that is going to introduce a movie that they just made about the Artemis 1.
Short doc.
Kicks ass. It is awesome.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that next week. I'm excited about it.
I am too.
Good.
Okay. Jeff, just finished up my upgrade to the latest Starlink from my Gen 2. Noticeably faster, and the Wi-Fi 6 is good. Rick Young, Wendy in New Mexico. Craig. Hey guys, check out the Boon Dishy Duali DC power supply, regular price $97. For roamers, converts 12 volt to 48 volt to power Starlink. Power supply and the modem of your choice, and you're dialed in.
Cool. Absolutely
Nice.
cool. Yeah, it's always good to be able to run Starlink off of any type of mobile power, like solar or off battery, off of lithium or something like that, because in case of emergency, you'll still have internet, right? So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do if you can do it. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I haven't got to it.
Yeah, I know. He keeps saying it, but no. So don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your
John, did you see the video? John said, did you see the video of the UFO that this lady was flying in an airplane in New York? I did not see it, John.
I did not, John.
But if you want to share the link, I would love to check it out.
You know what?
because
So in the chat,
I think it's cool,
in the
and I'm
chat,
intrigued.
Put the link, but where it says like HTTPS or whatever, put like a space in between each letter so that it doesn't realize you're putting a link in there.
Oh.
And then you should be able to stick it in there. I'd love to see it, and maybe we'll play it tonight online here.
All right, GA Flips, can you explain the net neutrality?
I really can't. It gets into a long. She'll kick me twice. Let's just put it that way.
Can
but
you make it like a short?
I can never do short. But you know what I'm going to do? I think that because net neutrality is something that they've been screaming for a long time. But what I'll do is next week, remind me, I'll do a video about it because I would like to get into it because it is a really good topic. So stay tuned for that. That's a great topic idea. Let's just remember it.
Yeah. Why are you pointing at me?
Because if I
I'm
to myself,
pretty sure
I'll just not
that
do it.
I have a job and I have to like remember stuff too for you. Peter, I haven't gotten to your question or comment, but I see it all the way on the bottom. So no bathroom yet, Peter.
Oh, wow, Peter, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Just so you guys know, this whole bathroom thing, it will be 2 years in October. I'm just saying.
Did I do any work last weekend on the bathroom?
Yeah, but it's always minimus. Anyways, John said, I heard they're going to use 4G cellular to Earth to Moon.
Probably. It's just a spectrum. So, I mean, they could use 4G spectrum, LTE spectrum, 5G spectrum. It just depends on what's available. So right now, for example, Elon Musk, SpaceX Starlink is kind of like in bed with T-Mobile in the U.S., with Rogers in Canada and other companies. But anyways, in the U.S., it's T-Mobile. So they're going to be using their spectrum, right, for backhauling data. But Elon is like looking for more spectrum. And when I heard about that, I mean, I didn't do a video about it, but listen, guys, if he's looking for more spectrum, T-Mobile better start shaking because I said this before, I really do believe Starlink could be the end of cellular, because you're going to have cell towers in LEO, but not by like 1 or 2 cell towers, like 10,000 cell towers that are speeding around the Earth at 17,000 miles per hour, where you can have cell service on the top of Mount Everest somewhere. So these cell companies, woo, just remember what I'm telling you guys. Remember what I'm telling you. Anyways, he's looking for his own spectrum, not just T-Mobile, even though he's going to be using T-Mobile's in the U.S.
Adrian,
she didn't kick me. I stopped.
See?
But it was close. I felt it. I felt it.
Yes, you know. John said he would like to bet on how many kicks.
Yes,
that would be good. Adrian and Ruth, I have to move on from the T-Mobile home internet. Their prices just got higher than Starlink at $160. And
really?
Yes. And then Russell said T-Mobile can't use home internet traveling anymore. More Starlink due to that question.
Really? I didn't know that. So your T-Mobile home internet is now geo-locked, is what you're saying? Down below, let me know. And if you have an article on it, send me that article, because I would like to speak on that. I didn't know that was the case. So because I don't move mine, I have T-Mobile. Matter of fact, right now we're broadcasting using T-Mobile home internet as well as Starlink simultaneously bonded together, so that at a packet level bonding, so we don't end up going down just in case Starlink went down or in case T-Mobile went down, right? So I didn't hear that story, but definitely send that in to me, because I would like to do a video on that too, because that's really interesting. That really tells a story. If that is the case, it tells a story. And it kind of, I guess, gives justice to what I'm saying, how these carriers, they need to be worried. I'm telling you.
Get worried. Okay.
Get worried. They've screwed us long enough, though, right? Would you be
Yeah.
upset if Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile got hurt in their pocket just a little bit?
I really don't give a shit, as
I don't
long
care.
as one of them actually works and you actually get the stuff that you're paying for, which is bullcrap. But that's
And the
a whole
price
other
doesn't
thing.
go up every single
Exactly.
month or 3 months.
Raziel, I'd rather get landed on Mars and just put me on a starship to Mars, preferably even if I'm dead, not on landing. LOL.
And
Yes.
that's exactly what Elon said.
Yes.
He wants to make it to Mars, but
Yeah.
not on impact. He
Josh-
definitely wants to land.
Josh said, I still get video to audio latency sometimes. The audio sounds not sync. Is there a reason for this?
Restart. There's really, you should not have audio sync problems. There could be something else going on there, maybe with your computer or something like that, because your audio and your video is going to be synced as it comes in, as it is. So something is getting off synced. I'm going to make sure your system is fully updated, and then reboot from scratch and see if that kind of clears it up.
Okay.
As the computers get slower and slower, that's when you start getting sync issues, right? So, anyways, I won't go too deep into it.
All right. Rick, hello from Taylor, Arizona.
How you doing, Rick?
John, Maine in the house. Russell said assembly is cool. New Kids on the Block never got to have that fun.
Exactly.
Butch, just love y'all's interactions.
Thanks,
you,
Butch. Thank you
for being here. Adrian Ruth said everything AI is like everything food says organic. LOL.
Yeah, pretty much.
So true. That's so true. Duncan, hi from New Zealand, where it's Saturday lunchtime already. That's so wild.
Jeez.
And John, no toilet. Hi, Ian and Honey Badgers. How are you?
How are you doing?
Let's see. Duncan, hi. When do we get an upgrade on our Starlink dishy, or we just wait for the old one to break down?
Yeah, so you can order an update, and people have been asking me, should I update to a version or a generation 4? I'm currently a generation 2. And the difference between a generation 2 and a generation 4, what they currently have, okay? Number one, generation 2 is fully articulating, right? It has the actuators in it, it has the motors. So it can align itself automatically or automagically, right? Whereas with the generation 4, it doesn't do that. It's on a kickstand. You pull the kickstand out and then you just do this thing with it and it tells you where you need to point it, and that's it, okay? It's a cheaper unit, but, and this is the big but here, even though it's cheaper, the generation 4, according to a lot of people, you guys have written into me, it is faster on download, it is faster on upload, and it is getting lower latency. So if you're getting, let's say, 30 milliseconds with the Generation 4, you're probably going to get like 26 milliseconds ping or latency, 24, somewhere on there. So it is simply better. I mean, that's really it. But I really love having the motor, whereas it can be up there, and if SpaceX Starlink wants to change my orientation to give me better speed by pointing me over the ocean or over land, they can do it for me. I don't have to get up to the top of the roof to change it. Follow me? She kicked me. That's twice.
Mischief. Thank you. He's gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
see
you. Who got him? Who got him?
David Fofi, Daryl, Jordan Sexton, Ruben Bustos, As Prompt.
As prompt.
1,
2,
2,
3,
4,
4,
5.
5.
Yes,
There you go.
thank you very much. If you got one, say thank you to Mischief.
Thank you so much for that. That
How
is really cool.
exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Getting Friday popping as well.
All those little gifts, and now
Woo!
those people, they have the membership, so you can
Yes.
use like the little special emojis, and you'll be highlighted, and your stuff will come up sooner. Also, when I do videos during the week and a message comes through, right, your message or your comment pops up in front of me sooner than everyone else's, right?
Yeah.
So I see it right away. Anyways.
Shannon said, I have a second gen. I use at remote locations for my vending trailer. I'm in the off-road racing industry.
Oh,
really?
Awesome.
What are you racing? Some of the teams are putting dishes on top of their race cars, streaming their race live. That's
Baja.
cool.
Yeah, last year, someone wrote to me they were doing like Baja over in what was it, Nevada or someplace over on the West Coast, and yeah, they had Starlink strapped to the roof and they were streaming the damn thing live. That is sick. That's sick,
awesome.
guys. Listen, you want to see something even more sick? Check this out. All right, hold on. Let me go ahead.
Oh,
and,
he has it on the top. This guy.
Let me see.
Is that what you're going to show?
Yeah, I'm going to put on the audio too, so you guys can hear it.
I'm going to read what else Shannon said. He said, I never miss any of your videos. That's why I valuable info.
Thank you. That's really appreciate it. Do you see what's on the top of that car? Going straight into a guy? Look, what is that? Are these people on crack? Look at that. Straight into the tornado. And what do they have on the roof? Starlink.
I wonder if he was going to go through and see if it held on.
Is that not like cool or what? I mean,
Crazy scary.
it's just nuts. Look at that. That to me is absolutely amazing. And this is what people are doing now with Starlink. Like people
Running into tornadoes.
just running into tornadoes. I mean, you could do basically, like you were saying, like they're
Semi's
using it for
overturned up here.
racing.
Hey, let's get up to the sky real quick.
I'm going to turn the audio off so that
Yeah.
it doesn't get too loud. Anyways, but
That's
I'll just
awesome.
leave this here so you guys can see it. But it's just so cool. They're using it for everything. It's attached to planes. It's attached to trains, to any type of marine. I mean, all kinds of ships.
Yeah.
Someone that we know that's close to us, they just had their Learjet
Oh my God, look at that.
retrofitted. Damn, that doesn't look good. Retrofitted with a SpaceX Starlink antenna. It's like $125,000 to $150,000 for that retrofitting for that antenna, and about $25,000 per month. It's everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So it's really good for Elon, and I'm happy for it because it has helped us. It's transformed our family, right, in comparison to that slow, crappy internet that we had for so many damn years with AT&T. I'm going to stop because I'll go on and on before she kicks me. So we're only up to 2.
I'm like
Go ahead.
actually watching. This is crazy.
I'm sorry. You're supposed to be reading. What are you doing?
Well, you put this on. Did you see this? They were running towards
I
the
see
truck.
it. That's why I put it
crazy.
on.
That's bananas. Oh my God. Okay. Sidetracked. I did the squirrel because of you.
Yes, because of me.
Okay, Mischief. I think we already live in cyberpunk dystopia, but just without the neon and cool stuff. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's kind of true. I love cyberpunk stuff.
Jay, Gudmundur, no. Bathroom backups, no.
No.
We just have one bathroom.
We got portalet.
It's
I don't
just,
know.
you know, I'm gonna put him in the portalet. Let's see. Ricky Young, are third-party lens manufacturers making RF compatible lens yet?
Again?
Wake
What was
up.
it? What was it?
Are third-party lens manufacturers making RF compatible lens yet?
I did not read so as of yet. Canon is a company that loves to bleed people to death as long as they can. Whereas like Sony and the rest of these companies, they'll allow their lenses to be third-partied. Canon just will not. So you can get Canon lenses that are RF, let's say mount, that are manual focus all day long, but they will not give away their autofocus technology or information to do it. So if it's happened recently, let me know. But as of right now, I don't think so. I don't think so. And it's a sad thing, in my personal opinion. I want to see Tamron. I want to see all the rest of these companies being able to put lenses out there for RF. I'm using an RF right now lens, but of course it's Canon.
All right. Tom has a question. Wireline still has issues. Outage that dropped 911 calls in 4 states caused by light pole installation. Company says the outage took place in Nevada, South Dakota, Texas, and Nebraska.
I didn't even hear about that. 911 outage. That's a big deal. That's not a
huge
little
deal.
deal. That is a big deal. Huh.
John, the chicken, they're good. Everyone's good. Ian,
Actually, there's 3 chicks.
Yes.
3 chicks.
Ian, I switched cable modem service from regular, 400 down and 20 up for 120, and got prepaid 200 down and 10 U for 45 a month.
That's cheap. That's cheap.
Tom also said, question, I thought the bathroom guy was coming tomorrow to finish it. Sure. No.
You can't even find a bathroom guy, Tom.
Jim Lippy, put it on the whiteboard. Jim, if I could turn this camera around, there's a whiteboard.
I have a whiteboard.
And the whiteboard used to have writing on it, and now it's just holding pictures of Harley Quinn and the Nightmare
and
Before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
The girl, what's her name? I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what the whiteboard does. It holds pictures. Jim.
Those are drawings that I've done.
Oh, yeah. Joe
You want to
Bossy.
see one? You let me know. I'll pull one.
Latency from Mars is going to suck. Yes. Ricky said, when you running for president, it is election year after all. Got to get JB out of there and get JC in. LOL. I don't think that's a good idea, though.
They don't want me for president. I'm telling you.
Plus, he can't remember anything either, so. No, stop. No, you couldn't.
My memory is not bad.
Just stop. No.
I'm just not very politically correct.
Yeah, and the memory's not there. Trust me.
I'm just,
Y'all just heard him say, remember this. You heard that like a few minutes ago.
I need help.
Just stop. Sarah, JC, I'm currently getting my fiber internet of 300 down and 100 up for $25 a month for 3 months through my TV provider, Sky TV.
That's awesome.
After 3 months, it goes back up to $65 a month for a year in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's really great. Look, anyone that can get fiber, don't look at Starlink, get fiber. Fiber is your ultimate goal. Fiber is light speed, right? That doesn't mean that the company is good. You can have a shit company and still have fiber, but fiber is the goal. Now, a caveat there, even when and if we get fiber here at this location, I will continue to use Starlink and the 2 combined, and I'll probably dump T-Mobile and I'll dump AT&T. And the reason being is I want, what is it? Redundancy. Right? I don't want to go down for no reason. And it's very easy. Just because you have high speed on fiber, it doesn't mean that it has a 99.9% uptime. It could be 98%, or it could have other issues, right? I don't want issues. So having that redundancy, I'd rather pay a little bit extra to have the 2 services than to have one and put all my eggs in one basket.
Okay.
The short of it.
Adrian Ruth, yes, there are 3 different levels now. Also, they said I will email. The funny thing is they promoted to full-time RVs and now made the switch.
Interesting.
Russell, T-Mobile. Mobile is new. We believe they will be enabling the GPS on the old home systems.
They could do it, because they could triangulate where you are based on the towers, that's within 3 feet, within a yard. So, yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Or a meter overseas.
I just did that one. Okay. Ricky Joe, I did see a video from a channel called Nader Tater on YouTube about T-Mobile, and he shows the new plans, etc. I'll email you the link to the video.
Cool. Yeah.
Earl said, yes, T-Mobile has advised that it will no longer allow moving service. I have T-Mobile to back up Starlink.
Yeah, this is what happens with these companies because remember, they're giving you unlimited data. None of the companies like to give you unlimited data because that has been their vice forever. It turns into a subscription model. They want you to pay in perpetuity and they want you to pay extra fees based on how much you use. So by them doing unlimited and then allowing you to move it from location to location, they're like, no, we're not going to do it. So you know what? Starlink is the answer then. And these companies, they know it. So they can try to do that and screw us again by making it so that you can't move and you can't do this and you can't do that. But you know what? At the very end, in the long run, they're just hurting themselves because they're going to lose a good chunk of people. Those people are going to go to Starlink. They're going to pay the extra money for Starlink, and then they're going to have a service that they can go anywhere in the entire country, right, for $150 per month and know that the damn thing's going to work. And they don't have to find a cell tower in the middle of nowhere. It just works.
Yeah. Okay, Peter, question. When we live...
Cut off your nose to spite your face, right?
Peter said when the live is done in Denmark, it'll be Saturday morning. That's so crazy.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Jim, I'm sorry. Yep. I have the motor on my Starlink. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think they should bring it back.
Yeah, a lot of people love the motor.
Tom said, emailed you the T-Mobile Geo link.
Okay.
John said, did you see Skin Rocker Rouch new one?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. See right here?
Yep.
Okay.
John Wolf, retype that.
Did you see Skin Rocker launch new one? Maybe?
I don't know.
Typo.
It's okay.
Ian,
we'll see it when you write it again.
As Ian said, if Starlink comes out with articulating thing like 1 through 3 and make add-on maybe for 200 to 300.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think so. Starlink will never go back to a motor or an actuated dish. Okay, let me answer this. Don't kick me. The reason why they will not go back to an actuated or a dish that's fully articulating with motors in it is because they don't need to. As they get more and more satellites into LEO, right, you're not going to have to point that dish in any specific direction. Remember, the dish gives let's say, a view of 120 degrees of the sky, right? That's it. That's fine. But once you have just so many Starlink satellites in LEO, they're not going to even have to put it on an angle. You'll just be able to mount it just like on a plane or mount it just like on any kind of car or whatever. You just mount it flat. It looks straight up and it's going to find one with 120 degrees. It's going to find a satellite. So I don't think that you're going to need the motors any longer, especially in the not so distant future. That's my opinion. So it wasn't too long, right?
No, that was good.
Thank you.
Which one was that one?
I appreciate your approval.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What was that one about, though?
I don't know.
Oh, here, Jim. Okay.
Are you still with us?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm here.
hello.
Hi, how are you?
There you go.
Don't even start. Tom, oh yeah, he said that. This was when we were looking at that thing. And that, sorry guys, just trying to catch up. Cool water, will satellite phones use more power than current cell phone?
No.
Okay.
No, they're currently working as they are. They're getting about 14. I think Elon said they're about 14 megabits is what they're getting currently from LEO. So just think about having a cell tower that's 3 miles up the road, right? The signal you're getting, they're getting just about the same signal from 530 kilometers away.
All right.
So they're able to do it. The only problem that you're going to have in comparison to having one on the ground is getting through metal roofs, anything like that you have a signal issue with. And that's just going to be kind of the way it is. You're gonna have to use it at first outside, but my understanding is they're actually getting phone calls that actually work indoors, as long as you're in a wood house or you have some type of construction that's not metal or a poured concrete roof. If you have like shingles or something like that, supposedly they're able to make a phone call as of right now from a satellite at 530 kilometers overhead, which to me is freaking bizarre.
Yeah.
Isn't that just crazy?
Atomic nukes and bees.
I love that.
That reads tornado video. I don't know where Reddit?
Let me see.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah,
Where is
Reddit
this
lies
from?
an incredible blah blah blah.
Where is it from?
Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah. It says the intercept was from north of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay. Ricky Joe, I just emailed you the video for the article about the changes to T-Mobile for home internet.
Awesome.
Jim, a lot of outages are due to solar flares. And Adrian and Ruth, I know a few bathroom guys down there. LOL. I know you do. You know what?
Send over some names.
No, don't. Just stop.
No?
No, you.
Oh.
You guys know my Instagram, Adrian and Ruth. I know you do. Message me, please. That would be so awesome. Don't message him. Message me.
Do it.
I would be thrilled. Yes. Yay.
Oh, look at this.
Look at
While you're
this.
talking, I'm going to throw in another video. Check this out. This is the...
Let's see the pics. Wait, which pics? Ian, what do you think of the Logitech
8,
Mevo Core
7,
camera?
6,
Or Mevo?
5,
Mevo or Mevo?
4,
where is it?
2,
Right here.
1.
Mevo
Take the
Core.
full power.
Logitech's. You know, I have not seen that
Go
as of
Falcon,
yet,
go Starlink.
so I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. A lot of these companies, they'll send me samples to try, but as of late, like the last 6 months to
M1D
9
chamber
months, I
pressure
haven't been
nominal.
accepting them unless they want to become a
Minus 10,
sponsor, because
9,
I was getting
8,
inundated with stuff,
7,
and I can't do
6,
reviews on literally
5,
just a crap ton.
4,
I used to, remember how many boxes I used to have
2,
over here?
Yeah.
Piles and piles of all this junk, and it's
full
like,
power.
I want it.
And lift
So
off. Go
unless they
Falcon,
want to,
go Starlink.
sponsor the channel or get more involved, I just don't want their stuff. But so, anyways, I have not seen that one yet, so I can't really comment.
Peter wants to
Logitech is usually pretty good. They're usually pretty good.
Peter wants to know
M1D
how goes
chamber
the
pressure
studio
nominal.
tour.
Actually, we could
No,
probably do
it's
something.
not.
Now
No,
we're
no.
getting
Okay,
cleaned
I'm
up a
gonna
little bit
answer
here.
this question.
5,
He was
4,
supposed to finish cleaning
3,
up a
2,
portion of the studio so that I could do
full
a
power.
quick studio
And lift
tour,
off.
but that didn't happen. And now we have a guest coming tomorrow, so everything's kind of rearranged. So it's gonna take a little bit of
Go
time.
Falcon,
Peter.
go.
I don't know.
Peter,
what to
hang
tell
in
you.
there. Oh, check this out. Here's the landing. I love this. You keep on going. This is just, I love this stuff. This is just cool.
Jay, being president seems to bring gray hair.
Yes.
Also, it seems to also inability to walk. Just saying. John wants to know, have you drawn any new art for the t-shirts?
Are you like digging at the president? Don't.
I would never do that.
That's not nice to do. He can walk. I mean,
He can
stumbles
barely
every once in a
barely
while.
talk, let alone walk.
The only thing that I always think is odd, guys, and I don't know if you do too. If you ever see our current president walk, he has I call him hamburger hands. His hand.
I can't.
What? His
You're
what?
the
I'm not screwing around. You get
You're
next
so
time
stupid.
when you see him, like
Wow.
like hamburger hands, and he'll walk, but his hands stay like this all the time.
I cannot.
So, anyways, you tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but you tell me on the next time you watch, you tell me if the president has hamburger hands. That's all. That's all I want to know.
John Wolf wants to know, have you drawn any new art for the t-shirt?
I have not, but I have a couple of ideas. If
So
have-
you guys know, you know what? I'm going to tell you another story about Joe. So I wanted to head up the project on the t-shirts, and then he became OCD and he just took over.
I am not obsessive compulsive.
Yes. And then, so I said, okay, fine, do it. And then he did like a few, and then that was the end of that.
I kind of can draw. And
So
I
can
I like doing the shirts. I really do. And I
No.
have some ideas, but it's like I end up not doing. There's other stuff that happens.
No.
Do you want to start
yep.
doing them?
Landing like deploy.
No, I wanted to do them. I had everything ready and laid out, and then you just started to take over. So, John, that's why we have no T-shirts. That's why.
All right. Hey, if you have some ideas for some T-shirts,
No one wants to give
send
you
them.
ideas because you know.
Send them. If it's a really good idea, I will put it out there. Matter of fact, you know what?
So-
Let me-
oh my God! Don't
hold
even
on.
point to
you
the
just,
whiteboard.
You just keep on going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab.
I'm taking over.
you
Just
you-
roll
you
out of
do your
here.
thing.
Just get out of town. Go over there. Go put a new picture up of whatever her name is.
Stage 1.
No, the other lady. Jay, redundant bathrooms are important also. Yes, they are. Atomic nukes and bees. Do we need a bathroom fund? I don't know, maybe. I think it's more about finding someone, honestly, but yes.
Landing like deploy.
Ken.
Move over.
Good. How do I get one to replace my V2?
To get what? Oh, you want to? So they won't replace it just to replace it. You will end up having to purchase a new Starlink like system. That's just the way it is. Now they do
To upgrade
have.
it?
Yeah, to upgrade it. Right now they do have a thing where you can get a Starlink Generation 4 refurbished for $200 off. So instead of $599, it's $399. So that is a possibility for you, but not, when I say you, it might not be for you. It's for certain areas, certain regions, and you just never know. The only way that you can know is you have to go in and order one, and then it'll give you either the option to order new or refurbished.
Wait, did we get more?
If it doesn't happen, then it's just not, it's not available
Stage
to
1
you.
landing burn.
So this is what I had. So this is.
Wait, really quick.
Yeah.
Did we just get this one pop
No,
up?
that one. I don't know. No. Yeah. No, that is new.
Is it?
That is new. All right.
Okay. So Shannon just gifted more
Shannon,
membership.
again?
Landing like deploy.
Friday party. Ryzen 9, Jeff Henderson, Mike Hallmark, Mark Werner, and Fox Caro.
Fox Caro. You guys got free memberships thanks to Shannon. Say thank you. Say thank you to him.
I love
That is
it.
really nice.
I love
Thank you.
it.
Thank you. Remember I said, so I kind of draw, right? So this is a painting that I did, right? And I printed it on paper. So this one right here, can you see it? I don't know. Is it like, oh, there you go. So this is a painting that I did. Obviously it's Harlequin, like a cartoon. And I did this one, I don't know, a couple years ago or whatever. And I did this on the iPad. And at the same time that I did this one, you'll probably recognize who this is. I did this one, right? You guys know who that is? Maybe?
Oh yeah, this is the girl from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I
Yeah.
forgot her name though.
Yeah. So this is like the kind of stuff that I do when I'm not doing everything else, because I've always drawn.
But
right?
that
I've
was a
always-
long time ago.
Yeah, it's like years ago now. But anyway, so yeah, I like doing the shirts.
Wait, no,
and
go
the-
put that back.
know
Please, you
what?
see?
Here, I'm gonna put it right
But
here.
this is what happens. Just go put it back.
I will put it back when we're done.
Well, you got up to go get it, so you. Could
Well,
put
I
it
had
back.
to. If not, I would have to send you over there.
I could have been closer.
Man,
You're just not gonna win on this one.
of course not.
No. Jay said, olden days you would have a community bathroom.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
That'd be good.
No. John, I like your cowgirl outfit. You need a hat. Thank you. I have a hat. It's in the closet though.
Yeah.
I don't feel like bringing it out. Patio Nelson, aloha, Hawaiian
Stage
here.
1 landing
Keep
burn.
Thank you
up
for being
the
here.
fantastic work. Thanks for being here on a Friday night with
Appreciate
us.
you.
Adrian and Ruth, they're already leaving T-Mobile for Starlink. I had a few calls from people asking about it.
see.
Rafael Alberto, Starlink is selling too much in Brazil now because Musk fight with a judge from Brazil.
Well, that happens.
Sarah, JC, how do the Starlink satellites keep moving in space without running out of fuel? Surely the small tanks of fuel won't last that long.
So the fuel.
Then
so-
what happens?
Yeah. So the fuel that they have on board is really for positioning itself
Stage 1
further
landing like
away from the planet. So as you have the gravitational pull of them. The speed continues, right? 17,000 miles per hour, whatever. It will continue in perpetuity. Obviously, there's no air, right? There's no drag. The only drag that you have is gravitational drag, gravitational pull. That's why, like a geocentric or a geostationary satellite that's sitting at like 36,000 kilometers, there's almost no drag at all, right? Because it's so far away. So it needs very little fuel to keep it where it is. Whereas the lower or the closer to Earth that you go, the more fuel you need to keep it from coming back into the atmosphere and burning up, basically. So they have enough fuel usually for about 4 or 5 years, and then that's it. They were talking about actually doing on-orbit refueling, but I don't think they're going to do that. And honestly, I don't think they should. I think they should just let them burn up, and as the new technology comes out, they launch new technology. Like the version 1s, for example, no one wants them, right? They don't even have lasers on board, right? So that they can't communicate with each other. So when they're dead, they're dead. So I think in technology terms, 4 or 5 years is literally like a decade, or longer. So I think that's long enough. And as quick as Elon is putting these things up there, 23, that's a lot right now. But now imagine once the Starship is running and it's not blowing up, they're going to put 100, 200 of the full-size massive ones up at a time. So there's no reason to worry about the fuel.
You need to shut off that audio. It's still playing in the background.
Is
it's
it?
hard for people to hear you.
Okay, let me see.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Audio's off.
Sarah, JC, okay, we did that one. Jen, thank you for explaining the reason they do not need the motor on the Starlink dish anymore.
Yeah.
John said, Shinwalker Ranch, I think you will like this about UFO single.
Did send a link?
No, on your YouTube video, UFO New York Airport. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Jennifer, new to Starlink a couple of days. What can I do to put the lock on so my neighbor can't use mine?
Yeah, so what you want to do is take your app, right, your Starlink app, open it up, and then you want to go into your settings, and then you want to go into your network, right? And in there, it's going to show your whatever the name is that you gave it. So for mine, when you look at it, it's called Bevel, okay? So Mr. Bevel is what I call him. And then you put in a password. Well, there's another thing that you can do is you can break that into, instead of just one, you can break it into a 5.0 and a 2.4. So you have two different networks simultaneously, right? You have a faster one, which is the 5.0, a slower one, which is 2.4. The 5.0 doesn't go quite as far, and it doesn't travel through walls as much. The 2.4 travels further through walls. It's a little bit further, but it's slower, right? So you can break it apart and then give them different names and different passwords. So the bottom line here is you just want to make sure whatever you named your system, underneath that, you put in a password. That password will be required for anyone to log in to your Starlink and use it. So your neighbors will not be able to use it. Make sure that you have an administrative password when you first installed it. If not, you can go in there and stick it in there. And then make sure that the actual, the system itself, or your, let's call it your 2.4, your 5.0, is set with a password also. As long as you have that in there, they can see it, but they won't be able to use it. This is going to say, hey, enter your password. They're not going to have it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Gustavo,
she doesn't care.
Any idea when SpaceX will release a new generation of Starlink flat high performance?
I don't. I think the next thing that we're going to see is the Starlink minis, which are like the size of like a small iPad that you can stick like into your backpack. I think we'll see those before the end of the year. I just don't know. I don't think that they need a new version of the like corporate or business class antenna. I just think that they're good enough. They work. And that's probably why you're not going to see it. That's my personal opinion. But maybe it will come. But I think that we're going to see the minis first.
All right. Shout out Teresa Kinsey. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Wow.
Teresa says, thank you for your transparency and providing this platform. You are appreciated. All the best.
Wow, that's really, really nice.
Thank you very
thank
much.
you for that. Really appreciate it.
Let's see. Ken, what are you using to bond your two internet services together?
So right now I'm using a service called Speedify, but that could level bonding of two different connections into one. But you can also use, and I've used a PepLink Balance 20 or a Balance 30. I've used those. I've used a few different. Matter of fact, if you take a look at my mesh network, I talk about this, and you can do the bonding on a hardware side, or you could do the bonding on a software side. Right now I'm doing software, but you can do it through hardware also.
Okay. Baron, hey JC, the other day I did a speed test just because, and I got a down of 297.33 and an upload of 60.96.
Holy shit.
Had to be a one time, but I had to take a screenshot of it and prove the speed.
So I mean the down speed, okay, my fastest I've seen so far was 404, which was unfrickin' believable. But 60 on the upload, I have never ever seen that. That is fantastic. You must have had one of the Starlink version 2.0 minis, like literally overhead, and nobody was on in your node. Okay, that's awesome. That is really cool. That is great. Keep that screenshot.
Really quick, Cool Water, that short interruption was, I think, on everybody's end. I saw it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ricky Joe, don't forget when he fell off the bike on national TV. Yeah, he's done that a few times. Atomic Nuke and B said Lego hands. Yes,
actually, Lego hands.
Yes.
I like Lego
yes,
hands.
yes.
Lego hands
Yes.
or burger
Oh,
hands.
and
I don't
Jim
know.
said, yeah, but he's got new sneakers.
He
Have
does
you seen
have
those?
the
Those things
thick-ass
are like
sneakers.
Herman. Does anybody remember the Munsters? Remember Herman's shoes?
Yeah, they're like really wide, like plates.
Yes.
You could like
They were like big, like cement
like
blocks
slow, like,
painted
kinda like
in
snow,
black.
like snowshoes. Like you
No.
can kind of like walk.
No,
in
no,
the
no. They're
snow.
like big brick black.
Well, wasn't he like reading off the prompter like
I don't
yesterday,
know.
and it was
He
like blah
can't.
blah blah
I
blah
can't.
blah
I
pause.
can't. It's a joke. It's
And
I
then,
can't.
And then the people were like, "Did he just say pause?"
Yes.
It's like,
he does that all
no,
the
you're
time.
supposed to pause and let them clap.
You supposed to?
You're supposed to pause. You don't read pause. What they need to do is highlight it in yellow. So
Yeah,
and
that's
just say,
smart.
listen, Joe, listen. If you see something in yellow, don't read it. It's notations from us to you.
But it doesn't matter. It's not going to register. Anyways, Ian, when they start doing data from Starlink from sat and cell service mode, will you need
We
Or
even need what?
even need dish while traveling?
Yeah. And the reason being is you're not going to get like 400 down and 60 up. When you're using a cell tower in space, you're probably going to get a maximum of maybe 20 megabits down eventually. It's small. It's literally for emergencies. It's for calling. It's for doing like some small like GPS stuff. It's more for smaller things. But that being said, if you don't, if you have a Starlink anyways, then I mean, you don't even need it at all, right? So I see one day there'll be a Pi phone or a Tesla phone or some other Elon phone, right, that will directly connect to SpaceX Starlink. And I've said this also. Remember this, okay? I think that this is 100% going to happen. Remember, write it down. Write it down. Every Tesla car will have in the roof a Starlink antenna built in that you won't be able to see. It'll just be up there, okay? Meaning that every Tesla will be connected to the mesh network that's in LEO, forming what? A mesh network on Earth. Think about that. Think about IoT. If you don't know what IoT is, the Internet of Things, look it up. This shit's real, and if they can do it and do it well, Can you imagine? Basically, your car will be your hub, your data hub. You could pull into like your friend's house or whatever, get out of the car, go walk into their house and make phone calls. You still surf the web from your car. It doesn't even matter. You'd be like, hey, listen, Jim, what's your Wi-Fi? You don't need it. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, I think that that's something to watch out for. Was that a kick? I felt something.
It was a slight.
That was very slight. It was a graze. I just received a graze. That's 3.
Peter said there's nothing wrong with a little OCD. Peter, no, because it's all the time. It's not a little. All the time, Peter. Jeffrey, question. When Starlink satellites are released from the Falcon 9 fairing, how does each satellite know when it has reached its final orbiting position? Does it rely on GPS?
Well, it actually, I think it's through triangulation, I believe, and how it works. I don't think it's GPS. It could be. I'm not 100% sure. But what they end up doing is they form that train, and that's why you see them, right? It's like a train of 23 of them that are going round and round and round. And then what happens is they come in at a certain inclination. So think about the center or the fat section of Earth being 0 degrees. They usually come in around 40, 45 degrees, right around there, and that's how they go. That's right around there. There's some that are polar orbiting, that are like 90, 100. Anyway, she's going to kick me, so I'm not going to get too deep. Anyways, she didn't kick me yet. But
I was nowhere near
anyways, what they'll do is once they get into the right path, they'll start giving it some fuel and get a burn up to the height that they need to be. The altitude of operational altitude is between 520 and 540 kilometers, but
I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything.
But it might be getting lower. Elon actually put out a request to be able to orbit around 320 kilometers. That's like 200 kilometers closer to the planet. That means that these things are not going to last 5 years because the fuel on board is not going to be able to maintain 5. Maybe it'll only maintain 4 or 3, but it'll be closer. What does that mean, guys? Lower latency, faster speeds. Okay? Remember what I said. It's not happening yet, but it will happen. Just watch out for it. And that will be even better for us.
Okay.
And I did not get kicked. Thank you.
Shout out to Fred's Model 3. And thank you very much, Fred, for the super chat.
Fred, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
The super chats are nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's see. Okay, Jim, on the whiteboard.
What
on the
happened
whiteboard,
here?
what? John, question, do you think Starlink will ever put a data cap now?
I do not. We will not see a data cap from Starlink. We just won't. Okay. Because they started out with no data cap. They were going to go to a data cap, and there was so much pushback that Elon said, no, we're not going to do it. And I don't think they will. They don't need to do it. When they did need to do it is at the very beginning when there was just too many people for the number of satellites. Now it doesn't matter anymore. The network's big enough, put it that way.
All right, Peter, we still have that was old, sorry. Atomic Nukes, understand bathroom thing. We have 4 full and 2.5 and 1 pet bathroom dog cat. The 1 full has needed finish last 20% for 5 years plus. Oh my God.
Wow.
The thing is, though, we're not even at 20%. It's going to be 2 years in October, and I'm down to just 1 bathroom.
It's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I got to take a picture. I haven't taken a picture for you guys in a bit.
I have tons of pictures.
You have of the new tile?
Well, some of it, but yeah, it's just a wreck. John, Shinwaker, is it Shinwaker Ranch is on the History Channel? I love the History Channel.
She can watch that all day long.
Oh my God,
It literally
I do.
make me nuts, but I mean, it's good.
It.
It's good.
And I love archaeology
what's his
and
name?
history.
Gates? Josh?
I love Josh Gates. I love watching Josh. Anyways,
I love how
that's where I go for
Josh
my
Gates
nerdery.
He's like Josh Gates is he's awesome at telling a story. He's a great storyteller.
That's it. Sometimes you're not going to have the answer. He just
every single time, I don't care. You can watch as many of Josh's stuff as you want. There's never an answer.
Because they're still looking.
They're only more questions by the time.
Exactly.
And you're waiting for an answer, and you're waiting.
Yeah, but that's your problem.
And
you're
then
waiting
he
for.
rewinds it and he reviews it
But
again.
you're waiting for an answer.
Reviews it.
It's history. You're always going to be searching
It makes me nuts.
until you find.
I like some type of finality. I want to hear the end
Good
of the
for
story.
you.
There's no end.
Well, that's how I feel when
But
I
Josh
kick
is
you.
awesome. He
when
is a
I kick
great
you, I
story-
feel like there is no end.
I feel like there's no end, but it hurts just the same.
Oh my God, Jim said I learned so much from this channel. Thank you. You learn how much we bicker back and forth.
You know what? Take everything that I say with a grain of salt because I really don't know shit. I'm just winging it as I go.
John said she looks like she's about to kick him. That was a while ago. Probably again.
Yeah, it gets close. You can see in her eyes, right?
Jennifer said, thank you. Ian, could Starlink put mini-sat on most trips on Starship and put regular size as data center in space?
I would love to see a data center in space. I've said it for many, many years. I think that they can actually create an internet V2 in space, a non-terrestrial internet. The problem is this. Data centers, I've worked in many data centers, right? They're hot as hell. The computers run extremely hot. The fans are on max, and they're having to be chilled. Now, the cooling is not a problem because obviously space is extremely cold, right? So that's not an issue. The issue is the amount of power that can be generated through solar. And there's a maximum amount of power per cubic meter of current solar. There's a maximum amount, and the losses are still there. They can't get to 100%. It's just not. So you would have to have this array. It would have to be massive to be able to support even a small data center. So that's the problem. The only thing that I can see that can allow them to have a data center in LEO is, number one, it would have to be able to be docked with and then refueled. That's number one, because it can't come down and burn. And the reason being is it would have to be nuclear isotope driven. It would have to be powered through a small reactor. That's the only way that I can see it happening. That's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know this shit. I make it up as I go.
Alrighty. On that note, atomic nukes and bees. Can we use Starlink without...
I still love that name.
Okay.
What does it mean? In the chat, let us know. Atomic nukes and bees. What?
Nukes and bees.
Nukes and bees. Atomic nukes and bees. What does it mean? I just love it though.
Okay. Can we use Starlink without password? We don't have anyone close enough to use ours.
Just don't do it.
In my opinion, password a pain.
Well, you don't have to. So you enter it in once, and then that's it. If it doesn't matter to you, put in a password of like your birth date or something just basic. You just kicked me.
Atomic nukes and bees wanted a kick. I did a free kick Friday.
That's 5. Now they're even asking for kicks? What the hell is going on here?
It's entertainment.
What the hell was I even saying? It could have been important. Now you ruined it.
No,
You
they
kicked me.
they wanted it.
Yeah, but now I don't know what I was saying.
You were talking about the password.
Yes, use a damn password. Use a password, even if it's like your birthday or something. Just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Be safe.
Be safe.
All right. Ian was commenting platform shoes on president. Yes. I mean, they look like, I don't even know what.
They look like snowshoes.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right, Jim, almost forgot. Do I really need a VPN if I'm traveling all over and using my Starlink only?
I mean, I like it. It just depends on what you're doing. A VPN just gives you the ability to be anonymous. It also gives you the ability to log into other servers. Like, for example, if like you're like a football fan here in the U.S., soccer, right? If you like watching football, you like watching soccer, and you want to watch a game from Argentina. Well, it's not, you can't see it here, let's say, because it's blacked out or something. You could use a VPN to log in to use a server in Argentina, and now you can watch it just like if you were actually a person living in Argentina. So those are the kind of little shit things that you can do with a VPN that's really cool. So hopefully that gives you an answer.
Alrighty. Let's see.
We need to wrap this. We're at like an hour and like 15 minutes. What is going on? What is going on? Are you slowing down?
No, you are.
You're like kicking me because they tell you to and all kinds of other nonsense, and I lose
I'm
my
giving
track.
you guys entertainment here.
Jeez.
Breaking it up. Let's see. John said, I like Trump talking. Beep, beep. Ricky Joe, I seen a vid on Facebook. 3 guys were in a self-driving car, no one behind the steering wheel. It all even turned by itself. Was freaky. I'm sure it was.
They'll park by themselves, all kinds of stuff.
Kurt, the government program is called APC that is coming to the end. Had to look it up really quick. Jim, explain this to me, Lucy.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Yeah, Ken, can you use the TP-Link ER605 to bond to internet providers together, or is that just for balancing?
Yeah, 605. I think that's just, I think the 605 will give you the ability to do failover. I think that's about it. You might be able to do some bonding. I don't know. Check into it, but I'm almost positive it's for failover. In other words, like if one goes down, it will immediately swap over to the other one, and then when the other one comes back, it'll swap back. Technically, that's what it's supposed to do. Do they always work? They don't. All right, and you can watch some of my mesh videos, and you'll see how some of them are just shit. They said they do it and they don't do it. I'm on the phone with some of these people, you know, and they say that they can do this, that, or whatever, and then when I dig in deep, they're like, oh, well, you really can't do that. It's like, what the frick? Then you're selling something that you're saying that can do X and it can't. And they don't like that. So anyways.
All right. Hi, Mick. Mick said hello. How are we doing?
How's it going, Nick?
Mick.
Oh, Mick. I thought you said Nick.
My God. Jim.
Talk into my good ear.
Jim, I was just thinking if they put the satellites on weather balloons, lower latency. Yeah, I know, hard to control and all that, but we all know they're up there. Sarah, JC, you would finish the bathroom faster if you put down more than 1 tile at a time. Another kick from Fab.
God, that's 6. Stop kicking me.
She said.
You know that. Well, yeah. I mean.
Jim said, please don't kick. Fred, just debarked Navigator of the Seas today.
Oh, wow.
And Starlink was flaming fast. Was a good 7 days of surfing while cruising. That is
yeah,
cool.
we were on that cruise. I remember they had like 7 or 8 Starlinks on it.
Yeah.
And we had access. It was like no problem. All of the ships, all of the big cruise liners will all have Starlink within a year or two. Many of them do already. Matter of fact, a friend of the show, a good friend, is part of a company that's all they do is maritime and putting Starlink on ships, on boats, 90 feet and bigger, you know, like larger boats. Yeah. So, it's maritime is big money. Aviation is big money. Military is big money. They're making just a ton. They're making a ton.
Scott from South Carolina, are the higher property taxes and insurance hurting your budget? I know it has made it harder to retire to Florida.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, insurance is almost non-existent. They're trying to get rid of insurance almost altogether in Florida.
It's bull caca.
I mean, food prices are insane. Gas prices are going back up.
And so many people have moved here. It is driving me crazy because the traffic is next level.
Yeah.
And I know people always complain about, like, Floridians don't know how to drive. Let me tell you something. I've been here since 1987. I can drive. These people that come from other places cannot drive at all.
We get like really bad rains and they drive like if it's dry out in the rain and they're all hydroplaning all over the place. They don't get it. It's just like being on
we
ice.
haven't even really hit rainy season. Well, I mean, since I've been here, but I mean, it's just, it's gotten much, to be honest.
There's a lot.
But yes, everything is super expensive, and I'm sure like it is
it's
in
everywhere.
a lot of places.
I think it's everywhere.
Just,
it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
The whole country is in the sham.
So let's see.
I think we're getting to the end here.
John said y'all need to take a crazy picture of both of you. You know, we're gonna do that, and then we'll post it on the community thing after we're done. Ian said, I know Elon said no nuke, but I think he changed his mind. Fred, a question. Did you order a version 3 router yet? Mine shipped today.
I did not. I'm sticking with the 2 for right now because I really want to see where they go with the version 4, the Gen 4s. I just want to see what happens with it. And I'll probably be into getting a new one with the Gen 5. Just think about it. I have the Gen 2 now since just coming out of beta. So it's literally like the 2000th, like 10 or something, 2000th, like antenna made or something. I don't know. The serial number, it's like that. It's literally one of the first, right?
I have to laugh because...
And it's been working for 34 months now.
Everybody has such a pity on you tonight because you've gotten kicked so much.
Oh, thank
poor
you.
Joey.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My shin thanks you too.
Does it hurt more with a shoe or without a shoe?
It just hurts when you just jam it, your bone to my bone.
You're such a baby.
Finish this up already. Guys, listen. Like 5 more minutes or something.
Yeah, we're almost done.
We're getting close to the end. If you have any other questions, put them in there now.
Will Starlink stop in Africa?
They probably will because they're stupid. I mean, look, any country that doesn't want Starlink, right, doesn't want freedom. That's the way I look at it. I know it sounds stupid, but when you have Starlink, just think about it, right? You have access to the world. You have access to a world of knowledge. Any country that doesn't want you to access a world of knowledge is not a free country. That's the way I think that you should be able to just read everything. That's why I don't read just things from like our country. You'll hear me do a video and it's like coming to you from like, I don't know, some other country, and I read it and I think that it was very interesting and I'll put it out there. Is some of it propaganda? Is some of it not real? Who knows? But I like to be well versed in all kinds of, let's say, political views as well as social views and from different countries and different platforms and different magazines. And I just think that it's very important. But you always have to know your source, right? And that should help you determine if you need to put a small sprinkle of salt with what you're reading or a whole frickin' pound of salt. But either which way, I just like to get different views and not be stuck in one, like put on the blinders and only look down this one single path, because it doesn't work. So anyways, in my personal opinion, if Africa, or not all of Africa, because there's a lot of portions of Africa that have Elon Musk Starlink and they're very happy with it. But portions go black, well, if it happens, it happens. And it's going to be just, their problem, in my personal opinion. The people are not going to be able to access important data,
Alrighty.
So.
Atomic nukes and bees. Here's your answer.
Yes.
Live next to government atomic plant. Nuke is a 5-frame colony of honeybees. That is really cool.
Wow, that is real. I love that.
Yeah.
That is really cool. So are the bees radiated?
John, do you have to have your computer on to use your 2 internet software?
Yes. That is the problem with using a software-based bonding service in comparison to using a hardware bond.
Okay.
The short answer.
Jim and Mick, they were the ones who wanted me to give you a smooch for getting kicked.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for that.
Angel Wallflower, I cannot get my Ethernet hardware operate. I have actuator antenna and the Gen 2 router. It came with any suggestions.
Do you have one of these? Did you get an Ethernet adapter? One of these, as I call them, the dongle. If you do, it should be working, but if for some reason it stops working.
Angel said yes.
Yes. If things like are working and then all of a sudden they stop working, you could have a bad one of these. These go bad. I've had 2. This is my second one, but that's my second one in 34 months. Anyways, so check into your dongle because that's usually where the problem lies. Always do a fresh factory reset from scratch. re-enter in all your data and all the stuff, right? It's a pain in the ass, but do it. If you don't know how to do it and you have like a generation 2, if you have a generation 1, you have a reset button, you hold it in for like 15 seconds, it'll do a factory reset. If you have a generation 2 going forward, you have to unplug and plug back in, unplug and plug back in, unplug and plug. You got to do it, I think it's 6 times or something. And then it will factory refresh. Do that. And if you still have problems, then contact them. They'll probably send you a dongle, I'm going to guess,
Okay.
an Ethernet adapter.
All right, I'm going to try and get through some of these so we can finish
Yes.
up. I just want to remind everybody to hit like and share and a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. Some of you are leaving already, so thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
On a Friday night. And John, Adrian and Ruth, I get the rude people when entering Florida border. Understood. John, question, how's your kids in Texas up north? Had very bad weather today. Everyone's good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. I think the weather is going to start getting worse now. We're getting into that season. It's just the
Yeah.
way it is. It's going to start getting bad.
Peter, question, I'm so tired to hear about Americans complaining about gas prices here in Denmark. 1 gallon of gas costs $15, so please stop complaining.
Yeah, no, I feel
get
you.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad.
Honey badgers, people who drive fast in the rain must be coming from Cali. They don't know how to drive in the rain. You got it, sister.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're down here all the time. It starts sprinkling and they're just like flying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are these people doing? All of a sudden they're hydroplaning. They have no control and they just go rack it someplace.
Yes. Ian, this happens in very dry. When rain hits the pavement, the oil comes out and
Boom.
it slicks. Yes. Ricky
100%.
Joe need a split screen kick cam and main cam. Thorn just got here. Hello, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button. Hi, Thorn. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Emerson, what is Starlink future looking like? Do we think the latency will match anything we have today, i.e. fiber?
So Elon is looking for sub 20 milliseconds. He's looking at about 18. I'm going to guess we're probably going to see anywhere from 15 to 18 milliseconds with Starlink. If they drop down to 320 kilometers instead of 5, we're probably going to see they could probably push it down to about 12 milliseconds, maybe 13, right around there. You got to understand that there's no way to increase the speed of light, right? It is what it is. And the signal speed is also a finite speed. It cannot be increased. It is what it is, right? So it takes about 2 seconds in each direction. So let's call it 4 seconds to get data up to the satellite and back down. So not 4 seconds, 4 milliseconds. So that's like your baseline. So add in some, you got to add in a little bit of little extra room at the top. So let's make it 5 to 6 milliseconds. That is like how much is what it takes. And then of course you have all of your, overhead that goes on top of it. So I think they should be able to squeeze about 12, 13 is probably going to be the max.
All right. Let's finish up here. Kamikaze, I see you, but you are talking to Peter. Angel said, thanks. I enjoy your content very much.
Thank you so much.
Emerson, I bought my Starlink last month, Gen 2, but have not set it up yet. I'm still using fiber. I feel the speeds of Starlink isn't worth the price right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you have fiber, use Starlink as a backup if you have the extra money. That's the best thing that's what I would do with it. That's what I will be doing with it.
Ian said, did you hear Australia? I spelled wrong. Wants Elon to block not just in their country, but completely off internet. Elon said yes for the country, but not the rest of the world.
They're mental midgets.
Atomic nukes and bees. Bees are normal. Worked pro force at a plant for years. Retired now.
Oh, wow.
That is cool. Emerson, man, I guess I'm late to the party, but you can watch it like after what you missed.
Yep.
Gustavo, I ordered Starlink Gen 3 for $1 to be delivered in Portland for 30-day test, and they sent to Brazil. Oh no.
What the heck? What are they doing in Brazil?
Yeah, I don't know. Mick, I hate to see those people drive snow-covered roads. Ooh, yes, definitely.
It's actually worse than snow.
Yeah.
it's more like black ice.
Yeah.
Is all the oils literally, it's just like a dusting of rain, and then all the oils come up, and then you're just sliding. But they don't get that.
That's it. We hit the end of the rainbow.
We did it.
We did it. Good job.
Very
Good job,
good
guys.
job. Thank you so much. Well, what did we get? 8 kicks.
That's not bad.
That is
and
not
some free
bad.
ones.
And some free ones. And I did get a kiss. Thank you.
Yes.
So guys, listen.
So don't forget to please hit the like button.
Hit all those things.
Thumbs up, share, and thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday night after our long weeks, because everybody has long weeks.
Yeah.
And if you missed it and you got into the tail end,
Yeah,
You
take a
know,
look, rewatch, and
rewatch
then
at your
instead
pace.
of putting comments, or instead of putting stuff in the chat, just put it in the comments. I'm going to see them anyways. Also, don't forget, next week I'm going to have a really cool interview, Fabiola and myself. It's going to be really, really a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. Watch out for that. That'll be a really cool, different, let's say,
Yeah, it's
show
just- yeah.
for next week. It'll be really neat.
Yeah.
So.
anyways, anyways, thank you again very much for hanging out and for all the super chats.
Yes. Peter, thank you for being
Shannon.
here, moderating. Appreciate
Yes.
that. All those super chats, everything you guys do, all of those giving away of memberships, that is really, really
Yep.
helpful. Thank you,
Teresa,
thank you.
Shannon. If you got a super chat or a gift,
Mischief.
please say thank you. And yeah,
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a
have
great
a great
weekend.
and a great week. And we'll see you hopefully next Friday night.
Many blessings. Take care,
Bye.
guys. Bye.